Hello to all of you from around the world. I want to welcome you to another fantastic edition of SOULIVITY Today, broadcasting live from our studio right here in the nation's capital, Washington, D.C., and on KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California. Of course, my name is Brian Westley Johnson, and we have another amazing show coming up. I hope you had an amazing week and accomplished everything that you set out to do. The weekend's almost here, so remember to go out and have some fun. I know I'm going to be doing that with my family. Maybe get some rest in there as well. And, just have a good time as we prepare for next week. Now, today is our Hot Topics Friday, where we bring to you some of the stories that you may or may not have heard about around the world. What we want to do is we want to keep you informed of some of the things that are happening that other major media outlets don't report on. It's our hope that you are more informed, more inspired, and more empowered from the information you receive from us. As I think about this, the truth of the matter is with SOULIVITY, and we talk about passion, purpose, and living. All this is designed so that you can create and maintain a high quality life. And so part of that is making sure that the information that you receive is accurate, it's wholesome, it's in context, it has some truth and some power to it, so that you can make more informed decisions about your life and where you're going, including your political world, your personal world, and your professional world. So we're glad that you're here. And, we've got, some fantastic stories that I think you're going to enjoy. So let's get to our first story. Our first story comes from right here in Washington, D.C., where history was made in the House of Representatives this week. Let's learn more from the Washington Post.
The office of Speaker of the House is hereby declared vacant.
On October 3, 2023, the Republican-led House ousted Representative Kevin McCarthy from speakership. Despite having support from the majority of his own caucus, here's how a small group of congressmen removed him as Speaker. In January, McCarthy's road to House Speaker was rough, becoming the 55th Speaker of the House, one vote after another.
No member-elect having received a majority of the votes cast, a Speaker has not been elected.
And another.
A Speaker has not been elected.
And another.
A Speaker has not been elected.
And another.
The Honorable Kevin McCarthy of the state of California, having received a majority of the votes cast, is duly elected Speaker of the House of Representatives.
McCarthy had to make some serious concessions to win the votes of members from the Freedom Caucus, some of the most conservative-leaning members of the GOP, including
Gates.
Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida.
Present.
Of the known concessions, McCarthy agreed to change the motion to vacate rule. The motion to vacate is the ability to force votes to eject a speaker. Previous House Speaker, number 53, John Boehner, resigned before having to face such a vote in 2015.
It's become clear to me that this prolonged leadership turmoil would do irreparable harm to the institution. So this morning I informed my colleagues that I would resign from the speakership and resign from Congress at the end of October.
House Speaker number 52, Nancy Pelosi, changed from allowing any member to demand a vote to recall the speaker to requiring that a member of leadership do so, and there must be a majority agreement from the caucus to force such a vote. McCarthy agreed to lower the threshold for bringing the motion in order to shore up support to become Speaker in January. After McCarthy partnered with Democrats to pass spending legislation to fund the government, Gaetz introduced a resolution to remove McCarthy as House Speaker.
Look, I think Matt has planned this all along. It didn't matter what we transpired. He would have done it if we were in shutdown or not. I firmly believe it's the right decision to keep government open, to make sure our military is still paid, our border agents are still paid. And if that makes a challenge based upon whether I should be Speaker, I'll take that fight.
Let me let everyone know he prevailed in that Speaker contest because he made an agreement to fulfill certain commitments to make this an open and honest process, and he has failed to meet those commitments, and that's why we are here.
With zero support from Democrats and a handful of members in his own caucus voting against him, Kevin McCarthy was removed as Speaker in a 216 to 210 vote.
Whew, wow. Now, as the story reported, this is the first time a Speaker of the House was vacated, and only the second time in American history where a vote to vacate was taken. The last time was in 1910, where then Republican Speaker Joseph Cannon survived the vote to retain his position. Now, at this time, it is unclear who the next Speaker will be, but several potential candidates have emerged, including Representatives Steve Scalise and Jim Jordan. Whew. Powerful story today. Let's get to our next story. This week is an important week in the world of mental health, as it is time to commemorate Mental Health Awareness Week. Organizations like the National Association of Mental Illness, or NAMI, remind us that each year, millions of Americans face the reality of living with a mental health condition. But mental illness affects everyone, directly or indirectly, through family, friends, or coworkers. That is why each year, during the first week of October, NAMI and participants across the country raise awareness, fight discrimination, and provide support. Now, here's a special message from Dr. Miriam E. Duffin-Rittman, who's the Assistant Secretary for Mental Health and Substance Abuse, from back in May regarding Mental Health Awareness Month, which is celebrated each May of this year.
Hello, I'm Dr. Miriam Duffin-Rittman, Assistant Secretary for Mental Health and Substance Use in the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, a time when the nation comes together to help spread the word about the vital role mental health plays in our overall well-being. At SAMHSA, we remain fully committed to increasing access to mental health services and supports across the country. We want everyone to know that people with mental health conditions can experience recovery and live full, whole, meaningful lives. And we can all play active roles in caring for our mental health, practicing self-care, asking for help when needed, and checking in with ourselves and people around us all can make a difference. If you're looking for services in your community, visit our online resource at findtreatment.gov. Or if you or someone you know is in crisis, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org for help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Now, this is something that's really personal to me. We had a show on mental health awareness with my good buddy, Kevin Fisher, who's the executive director of NAMI in Michigan. We talked about stigma, which is the number one barrier to people actually seeking support, or even a barrier to them actually, supporting others and loved ones in getting support as well. We have to fight stigma, but we also have to make sure that people know about the resources that are available. And you can find support and resources by visiting the National Association of Mental Illness website, which is at NAMI.org. And while you're there, there's a specific thing where you can go up here and go to get help. And you can find resources available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, including the new NAMI Teen and Young Adult Helpline. This is so vital and so important for our country and the world. There is this, again, we're talking about stigma here, where it's, people are being demonized for first having a mental health illness, and then on second to that, they're demonized for even seeking support. So if you disagree with that, if you think that that's not the thing to do, when you meet somebody or friend or family member that may be suffering or may need some support, tell them about these resources. Encourage them to go out and get the help that they need. We want to change the dynamic from stigmatizing people to energizing people in getting some help that they need. I know in my own life, my mother suffered from mental illness for many, many, many years until she transitioned and passed away. I would have loved for her to have had that type of support during that time. So we want to change this paradigm. Please be part of the solution, and we can help change this thing that's happening right now with mental illness. So anyway, listen, we're going to take a quick break, but we've got even more of SOULIVITY Today for our Hot Topics Friday. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a couple minutes. SOULIVITY Today is brought to you by Happy Travelers Tours and Old Vine Wine Tours. Find all of the Satana products at our Go shop at go.soulivity.com.
Have you ever asked the question, if I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame, living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. SOULIVITY is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us, a place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
Hey there, we're back here with more on SOULIVITY Today. Before we continue, just want to remind everybody that you can learn more about our partners, that's Happy Travelers Tours and 80 Bites, by visiting our SOULIVITY Today website at soulivitytoday.com. soulivity.com/SOULIVITY Today. And you can learn more about Happy Travelers Tours. Just click on the links and it'll take you to their websites, and you can learn more about them there. Well, let's keep on talking about our hot topics, which is for Fridays, where we bring to you some of the stories that you may or may not have heard about around the world. You know, our next story comes from our neighbors to the north, Canada, where history was made in their House of Commons. Let's learn more about this from CBC News.
History was made in Ottawa this afternoon as the House of Commons elected a new speaker. He's Greg Fergus, the Liberal MP for the Quebec riding of Hull-Aylmer near Ottawa. Fergus becomes the first Black Canadian to be elected speaker.
Qu'un honorable député de Hull-Aylmer, Greg Fergus.
And that was the moment Fergus's win was announced. As is tradition, he feigned that he was being dragged to the Speaker's chair by the Prime Minister and leader of the official opposition. Fergus's election was prompted by the resignation of the previous Speaker, Anthony Rota, after he honored a Ukrainian veteran who had served with the Nazis. That happened the day Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky visited the House. The CBC's Olivia Stefanovich is in Ottawa, and she joins me now live. So, Olivia, tell us more about the new speaker.
Well, Andrew, not only is Greg Fergus the first member of Parliament of colour to be elected as Speaker of the House of Commons, making history today, he's also the first Speaker from Quebec to sit in this chair, the first MP from Quebec in more than 40 years. It's, you know, the last MP from Quebec to sit in the chair was in the 1980s, so it's been a while. Fergus was elected in 2015. He's a Liberal MP who was elected with the Trudeau government when it came into power. He represents the riding of Hull-Aylmer, so just across the river from Ottawa here in the Gatineau region. So not a stranger to this area. And in fact, Andrew, he actually was a parliamentary page in 1988 and actually served the longest serving member in the House of Commons, Louis Ploumondon, who is a Bloc member who actually presided over the Speaker election today. And Fergus, when he took the chair as Speaker, he actually pointed out that he used to give this MP, this Bloc MP, notes and water as page. So he recalled that experience. Fergus, he says that he wants to improve decorum in the House of Commons. He was elected by, you know, obviously many people from all parties. I did see him in the chamber, Andrew, just so you know, being congratulated by many different members from the Conservatives, the NDP, to the Liberals. And he says he wants to take this job seriously and improve confidence in the House of Commons. Let's take a listen to what he had to say when he was elected.
Respect is a fundamental part of what we do here. We need to make sure that we treat each other with respect, that we show Canadians the example. Because there can be no dialogue unless there's a mutual understanding of respect. If there can be no ability to pursue the arguments, to make your points be heard, unless we all agree to extend to each other that sense of respect and decorum.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau released a statement after Fergus was elected as Speaker. Trudeau calls this a historic day, as Fergus being the first Black Canadian to become Speaker of the House of Commons. And Trudeau went on to call Fergus a source of inspiration for all Canadians, especially younger generations who want to get into politics, Andrew.
And so, Olivia, is this kind of done and dusted, or what happens next? Is he now officially the Speaker?
Well, Fergus, before he presided over question period, he actually went all the way to the Senate, which is in another building now that Centre Block is under renovation, and he was acknowledged by the Governor General. Then just a short time ago, he came back to the House of Commons chamber and presided over his first question period. And Andrew, the first thing he said before he acknowledged the leader of the official opposition, Pierre Poilievre, he asked MPs to treat him like a new car and not to give him a dent on his first day. And Poilievre, in response, stood up and said, "You'll keep to the right side of the road." So that was a bit of a funny moment. Now, question period focused mostly on the cost of living. And although MPs were on better behavior today, there was a bit of jeering, heckling, and there was a moment in which Fergus had to tell Poilievre that, or actually remind him that the Speaker has to acknowledge an MP, the leader of the official opposition, before they start speaking. And the heckling, did increase, I would say, throughout question period, Andrew. And Fergus, at one point, even had to tell members of Parliament that even if I look away, I can tell who's talking.
Okay, all right, for day one. Olivia, thank you. The CBC's Olivia Stefanovich live in Ottawa.
Wow, that story just makes me smile. Now, to put this into context, everybody, the House of Commons in Canada has been around since 1867. So we're talking a really, 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 really long time between when they were founded till now. They have the first Black Speaker of the House of Commons there. I am so happy for this gentleman, and I know that he's going to do a fantastic job. And we'll keep on this. We'll keep on, the stories of minorities around the world and other fantastic things where people are making progress in terms of diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, we have another fantastic story from Cargill, where technology is making a difference for the next generation of cargo ships. Let's learn a little bit more about this new climate change fighting innovation.
This project is truly revolutionary. It's never done, specifically not in this size and this scale.
For us, it's more than commercial. We believe in decarbonisation of this planet.
Innovation doesn't exist without taking risk, but we think that this technology is really a game changer. The maritime industry is an extremely hard industry to decarbonize, so there's not many tools that you have. So it's really important that we, as users of the maritime industry, are also going to get involved in some of the innovation and really move the industry forward.
Cargill phoned us and said, could you actually invent a wind propulsion system for us? A system that we could put on our vessels and decarbonise the deliveries of food around the globe. They arguably know more about shipping than Bartek. We're the techie guys knowing how to invent things, and that partnership's been really, really strong. So we fed off each other, and that's about energy, expertise, technical know-how, and drive and determination, because what we've done together is not easy. Otherwise, everybody would be inventing wind for ships.
We were looking for interesting technologies that we could bring in-house in order to make the maritime industry greener. And then we came across Bar Technologies with the assisted wind propulsion as a super cool technology to embark in. If you look at the Pareto of the savings, meaning how much you can save per technology, wind propulsion is one of the biggest levers you have.
There are so many energy-saving devices in the market today. Wind-assisted propulsion system is one of the very few solutions available that can achieve fuel savings by 2 digits, and it can be retrofitted.
One of the strong learning points in the shipping industry is it's all about partnership. Without a very strong collaboration of Cargill, MC Shipping, COSCO Shipyard, Bar Technologies and Yara Marine Technologies, we would not have been able to bring wings to the water that fast.
The wind wing's made up of 3 elements. Each of them are 37.5 metres tall. The middle one is 10 metres wide, and then the front element is 5 metres wide, and that's a duplicate of the rear element, which is also 5 metres wide. And they work together. So each of those elements has a central pivot, and the whole wing also rotates such that we can actually present that wing in many different angles, in many different formats, depending on the wind angle and the wind speed.
This innovation is extremely important for the maritime industry because it is a technology that is actually using wind, which is a free fuel in the end of the day.
Each of these wind wings is saving 1.5 tonnes of fuel a day. That's 4.65 lower CO2 emissions per wing per day. That's next level savings.
We hope to gain a lot of insights from Pyxis Ocean, which would open the doors to expanded application to other ships in our existing fleet.
The real fight is the legacy fleet and these new builds in the future, to bring the grain in the case of Cargill or other goods around the world and emitting far less.
Where we're going to spend our time on is how can we scale this technology not just on our own fleet within Cargill, but also very much in the rest of the industry.
Now, of a worldwide fleet of about 60,000 cargo ships, roughly 30 are wind assisted, said Galvin Allwright, who's the Secretary General of the International Wind Ship Association, a trade group. But as many as 10,700 merchant ships are projected to use wind propulsion by 2030, he said. So there is things that are happening in the world that are positive changes for climate change, intervention, as well as global warming. So way to go, Cargill. We're going to stay on the story and see how they're progressing in terms of, making a difference at sea. Listen, we're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll have more of SOULIVITY Today, and so we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. See you soon.
6 years ago when I started SOULIVITY, my vision was to support everyone in improving their life through the discovery of their passion and purpose, so they could become the best version of themselves, to battle fear and ignorance, and create a better world today. Get inspired to live your passion and purpose. Visit soulivity.com now.
Do you see me kneeling on this dual roller called Parasetter? It's actually comfortable because of this channel and the softness of the special foam. It feels like my kneecaps are being massaged. When I lie down, my spine is housed in this channel, while the convex rollers massage my muscles. They let go and lengthen. There's a traction effect from my head on the headrest and my mid-back from the rib wrap, which hugs me. When I start the breathing sequence, I feel calm because my cortisol levels are dropping. Lower cortisol means bye-bye constant hunger. Parasetter is 40 inches long and much more comfortable than old-style rollers, but it weighs only 10 ounces. Parasetter, just like Pilates was, is no longer an insider secret. Do yourself a favor. Reset your parasympathetic nervous system. Defeat stress. Lying, sitting, kneeling, or standing. This unique patented roller helps everyone.
Hi there, this is Brian with SOULIVITY.com. I want to share some exciting news about our new Aspire Academy by SOULIVITY. Now, you probably want to know what the Aspire Academy by SOULIVITY is. Well, it exclusively connects you with people around the globe and who share the intense desire to improve themselves and create a better life for themselves today. There's classes, there's workshops, there's live events, and even more exclusively just for you. You see, I wanted you to have a safe space where you could grow, you can learn, and it would empower you in all aspects of your life, including your mind, your body, and your soul. So how do you get started? Well, it is so easy. First of all, the best part, joining Aspire Academy is absolutely free. Just click on the Join Now button, sign up, and begin your journey. As a special part of this invitation to you, there are some free courses that are available for you to try from our amazing roster of coaches and collaborators. It's our way of saying thank you for all of your support and being with us along our journey of expansion. I hope you enjoyed the Aspire Academy by SOULIVITY today. Start the process. Learn more about your passion, your purpose, and how to live a higher quality life. Hello there, we're back here with more on SOULIVITY today. You can learn more about our Aspire Academy by visiting aspire.soulivity.com. It's absolutely free to join, and there's some great classes, even some free classes that are available for you to dive into today. We've got some great live events coming up too, so you don't want to miss that. That's aspire.soulivity.com, and sign up. It's absolutely free. Let's continue with our Hot Topics Friday, where we're bringing you some stories from that you may not have heard about around the world. That's what we're trying to do here, where we're providing you with information that will empower you every single day. Now, our next story comes from across the pond, where the BBC reports that for the first time, surgeons have carried out their first womb transplant. Here's more.
Surgeons have successfully carried out the UK's first womb transplant, giving hope to dozens of women who are currently unable to have a baby. This kind of life-changing surgery could help women born without a womb and those who lose that organ to cancer or other conditions, as our medical editor Fergus Walsh reports.
No, I want you to record these guys.
A UK first as surgeons transplant a womb into a 34-year-old woman donated by her 40-year-old sister. The surgery in next-door operating theatres at the Churchill Hospital in Oxford in February lasted around 17 hours.
It was an amazing day, absolutely amazing.
These two surgeons led a team of more than 30. They recall the reaction of the younger sister when she came round.
She was absolutely over the moon. There were a lot of tears, a lot of emotion. She was very, very happy, and the donor probably was even happier because she had some time to recover from the anesthesia. So it was a very joyous moment for everybody.
The recipient was born without a normal uterus, but with functioning ovaries. With her husband, she already has 8 embryos in storage and could go on to have 2 pregnancies, after which her sister's womb will be removed so she can stop taking powerful drugs which prevent her body rejecting the transplant.
So she's doing really, really well. She has started having menstrual periods, and that means her prospects of having a baby are very high. She needs to stay on immunosuppressive therapy and to be closely monitored, and we hope to be doing an embryo transfer in the autumn.
In 2014, a woman in Sweden became the first to have a baby after a womb transplant. Since then, around 100 transplants have been performed worldwide, with 50 babies born. The surgical team here is funded by a charity, Womb Transplant UK, and has permission to carry out the procedure with both live and deceased donors. There are a dozen women with embryos in storage or who are going through IVF who are hoping for a womb transplant. For now, the charity has funding for just 3 more operations.
I'm really excited, yeah, it's nice to feel that it's finally happening.
And the demand here could be significant. Around 1 in 5,000 women is born without a functioning womb, but many more, like Lydia, lose theirs due to cancer. She says a transplant would feel miraculous.
Since getting diagnosed with cancer and the hysterectomy, the infertility was such a huge part of that, and you grieve, you really do. Hopefully being on the waiting list for a transplant would mean everything. Being able to carry my own child and have that experience of feeling it, being able to breastfeed, and being able to have a newborn baby at least once.
The charity, Womb Transplant UK, has paid £25,000 to cover NHS costs.
Say hi.
And all the staff involved gave their time for free. But they will need a big injection of funds if many more women are to benefit. Fergus Walsh, BBC News.
Now, while many may think that this procedure is brand new, like I didn't even know that this was happening around the world, information is telling us that over a course of less than a decade, uterus transplants seem to become a more mainstream procedure in the near future, with an estimated 90 uterus transplants carried out around the world as of the end of 2021, resulting in the birth of some 50 children. Thanks again to the BBC for covering this important story. Now, listen, everyone, we're going to take another short break, but we've got some more hot topics coming up for this Friday, and we'll be back with more here on SOULIVITY Today. So stand by. We'll be back in just a few minutes. SOULIVITY Today is brought to you by Assume control over your weight and broader health with the 80 Bites program by Physical Mind Institute.
For 50 years, we've been told, load up your plate with veggies. Load them up. Because all this spinach, look at it, all the spinach is only 100 calories. But avoid fat, because a tiny sliver of butter is also 100 calories. So spinach is good, butter is bad, right? But not today. Now we're told, put butter on everything, even in your coffee. Why? Because fat doesn't spike insulin, as carbs do. And stretching the stomach with all those veggies unbalances our digestive hormones. So eat healthy today means fat, fasting, stomach control, right here's the stomach. Forget calories. Hormones rule, and 80 Bites is the solution.
Are you ready to take that first step towards true, unwavering inner happiness?
Are you like thousands of people who have everything they need, not want, but need, and still can't seem to find happiness and fulfillment in their lives? If so, the Steps to Happiness show is for you. On my show, you will learn about the principles and practices that lead to true inner happiness. Because guess what? It isn't found in our external environment, but within ourselves instead. Together with my guests, we will explore the latest physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being practices. And together, we'll advise you on the actionable steps you can take towards a happier, more fulfilled, authentic life. So I invite you to join me each week on SOULIVITY TV on the Steps to Happiness show with me, Teresa Greco.
Hey, we're back with more of SOULIVITY Today. Just want to remind you that our partner, 80 Bytes, is absolutely free. You can go to soulivity.com/80 bytes and download their app. Again, it is absolutely free to utilize. It is a great product. We've gotten great reviews of people who actually have used the product itself. And so go to soulivity.com/80 bytes and download that app today. Listen, we've got some more great hot topics. We're going to take another quick break, and we'll come back with our last story.
Hi there, Sheila Applegate here with some exciting news. I've joined the incredible SOULIVITY team as the host of the new Consciously Awesome live show, where I will be sharing insights to help you discover your full brilliance and claim the vibrant life you deserve. So tune in every Wednesday right here on SOULIVITY TV to join the fun, and remember to subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an awesome week, and I will see you on Wednesday.
Would you like to be one of the first people to experience mental freedom? Mental freedom is a coaching practice with 6 core principles: improving hope, self-efficacy, optimism, resilience, and general well-being. Mental freedom only takes 6 sessions. It is designed to give you the tools you need to help yourself. It can help with any situation: relationship problems, past trauma, career decisions, parenting challenges, addiction, and mental health concerns. Incorporating the Mental Freedom Framework into your life will deliver an approach to master any situation and a pathway toward achieving inner peace. Mental freedom provides the information and tools that you need to grow and be bigger than anything that ever happens to you. So if you're looking for one-on-one or a group coaching program that will allow you to address any situation that comes up in your life with practical tools to give you more peace and joy, then join the Mental Freedom Program in SOULIVITY's Aspire Academy. There are very limited spots available, so don't delay. I hope to see you there.
Have you ever asked the question, if I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame. Living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. SOULIVITY is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us. A place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
Hey, we're back with more here on SOULIVITY Today. We are talking about hot topics on a Friday. where we bring you some of the stories that you may or may not have heard about from around the world. Unfortunately, we've come to our last story of the day. As probably a lot of you know who have been watching SOULIVITY for a while, you guys know that I love everything that is part of like space exploration, sci-fi, anything technology driven that's around us, expanding our knowledge of our world, our solar system, and even our universe around us. Well, this story is so fantastic. I'm so glad that we're going to be sharing it with you. It comes from NASA, where we are one step closer to answering that foundational question that has been asked since human beings first looked up to the stars, right? Are we alone, right? Well, with new AI technology, scientists can now detect ancient life signs with over 90% accuracy. Let's learn more about this phenomenal innovation from TechOrbit.
New AI algorithm can detect signs of life with 90% accuracy. Scientists want to send it to Mars. Can machines sniff out the presence of life on other planets? Actually, they are doing that already. Spacecraft sensors can pick up compounds that are signatures of alien life as they explore distant planets. However, organic compounds that provide clues to fascinating biological processes are known to decay with time, making detection with present-day technologies challenging. Until recently, it was not possible to detect even the minutest variations in molecular patterns indicative of life signals in samples hundreds of millions of years old. However, a new technology based on artificial intelligence, AI, has made this possible. Even better, new studies show that the mechanism's results are accurate 90% of the time or more. Spacecraft orbiting potentially habitable worlds like Enceladus and Europa could one day be equipped with this AI system embedded in smarter sensors. This includes lunar and Martian rovers and landers.
Now, how cool is that, right? Now, according to NASA, the odds seem a bit better now to find evidence outside of our planet system, since they've confirmed more than 4,000 exoplanets in our galaxy, and about a fifth of them in Earth's size range. This means that the building blocks of life are present throughout the solar system and the cosmos, and that even includes water. I love it. 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 Again, this is the stuff that I kind of live for, where we know, statistically speaking, that the probability of there being life outside of Earth exists just because of the millions and billions and probably even trillions of different planets that are around our universe. So here's one step closer where with AI technology, when rovers go to Mars, or hopefully they end up in planets like Venus and Uranus, they'll be able to see whether or not life was there long before human beings started walking and becoming more intelligent. As well as like long-term exploration, right? Where we're sending probes out to other solar systems where they'll land on there, we can actually see whether or not water was present and other items. Now, the important thing is, in all of this, what scientists are trying to discover is, we're carbon-based humans, right? We're based upon scientifically, this idea that carbon was a building block. But could there be other ways that life has formed on other planets? So we're going to find that out. Listen, we're going to take another quick break. We got more SOULIVITY today, so stay where you are, and we'll be right back in just a few. SOULIVITY Today is brought to you by Happy Travelers Tours and Old Vine Wine Tours. all of the Satana products at our Go shop at go.soulivity.com.
Have you ever asked the question, if I was to be anything, what would I be? Regardless of money, regardless of status, beyond popularity and fame. Living your passion, feeling your life has purpose. Soulivity is a space to nurture that which lives in all of us. A place where work can become play, and doing what we love creates the dreams of a lifetime.
Hi there, this is Brian with SOULIVITY.com. I want to share some exciting news about our new Aspire Academy by Soulivity. Now, you probably want to know what the Aspire Academy by Soulivity is. Well, it exclusively connects you with people around the globe and who share the intense desire to improve themselves and create a better life for themselves today. There's classes, there's workshops, there's live events, and even more exclusively just for you. You see, I wanted you to have a safe space where you could grow, you can learn, and it would empower you in all aspects of your life, including your mind, your body, and your soul. So how do you get started? Well, it is so easy. First of all, the best part, joining Aspire Academy is absolutely free. Just click on the Join Now button, sign up, and begin your journey. As a special part of this invitation to you, there are some free courses that are available for you to try from our amazing roster of coaches and collaborators. It's our way of saying thank you for all of your support and being with us along our journey of expansion. I hope you enjoy the Aspire Academy by Soulivity today. Start the process. Learn more about your passion, your purpose, and how to live a higher quality life. And welcome back to Soulivity Today. Wow, so much to talk about and so little time. And I'm glad that you made it here for another Hot Topics Friday. This is how we do it every Friday. So we'll see you back here next week for more news and topics from around the world. Now, before we go, I want to make sure that I tell you about some amazing things that are happening in the month of October. First and foremost, coming up on October 25th, which is a Wednesday, we have another Joy Keepers Cafe with Joy Keepers, where our own Sheila Applegate leads us through a fantastic meditation. And that's followed by a wonderful conversation with other people who are part of the Joy Keepers Cafe. It's absolutely free to join. So just go to joykeepers.org/cafe and reserve your seat now so that you can take part of the next Joy Keepers Cafe, which is going to be so fantastic. Also, coming up on Monday, October 30th, our own D'Angelo Thompson is having a fantastic workshop in New York City at Kent State University Fashion, which is about the art of pivoting, where it's a course designed by D'Angelo that's going to be teaching creative students and entrepreneurs how to take leaps of faith personally and professionally, which is so fantastic as well. And before we get out of here, also want to remind you that, hey, listen, visit our soulivity.com website. We have some fantastic partners that are helping us in spreading the word about passion, purpose, and living. First is Happy Travelers and Old Vine Wine Tours. You can find out more information about them. They have some fantastic tour groups that are going to be experiencing the best of Sonoma County in Northern California, where you can immerse yourself in rich California culture and the vibrant Sonoma County lifestyle. So, go to soulivity.com/SOULIVITY today and learn more about them. And don't forget about 80 Bites as well. It is a program that has been designed by Physical Mind Institute, which is absolutely free. The program, the mobile app, is absolutely free for you to try. It's a portion control and stomach training program that is revolutionizing how you can effectively maintain your weight, including weight loss and appetite control. So go to soulivity.com/soulivity-today to learn more about those fantastic things that are happening, across our platform. You don't want to miss this stuff. I mean, it's really, 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 really cool. Also, while you are either there or while you're surfing on your mobile phone, go follow us on social media. You'll find out more about what's happening in the world of Soulivity, and including, events and other things that are coming up. Listen, running out of time, just want to say thank you for joining us today. This is how we do it Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. Eastern for our live stream. You can also listen to us at 8 a.m. Pacific time on KMET 1490 AM radio in Southern California for all of you guys out on the West Coast. Until next time, keep living your life with passion and purpose, and you're going to create a high quality life, your best life today. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.
This work is subject to copyright owned by Affinity Global LLC. Any reproduction or republication of all or part of this is expressly prohibited unless Affinity Global LLC has explicitly granted its